Good morning, boys and girls. Today is our Show What You Know for the insect domain. So today you will be showing me everything you know and everything you have learned about insects, which is a lot. Remember that during our Show What You Know, you need to take your time, listen to each question very carefully, and pause if you need to. Make sure you use your think time appropriately. You want to be very successful on this, so let's make sure we are working hard throughout this assessment. Our assessment will be broken up into two parts. We'll have our vocabulary assessment where you click on the smiley faces or frowny faces, and then the second part of our assessment is when you show me what you know about different insects and what makes an insect an insect. So remember to be thinking about everything from our stories about different kinds of insects, the different characteristics of the insects, and different stories you've heard about why insects are helpful to humans. At this time, please make sure you have put your information in at the top of the assessment. So click which class is your homeroom, click which group you are in, and then type in your name. After you've done all that, then you will be ready to start our assessment. So if you need to pause the video now to do so, this would be the time. After you have put in your information, we will get started. So for the first part of this assessment, I'm going to say a sentence using a word you have heard in the read-alouds. First, I will say the word, then I will use it in a sentence. If I use the word correctly in my sentence, circle the smiling face. If I do not use the word correctly in my sentence, circle the frowning face. I will say each sentence 2 times. We will do number 1 together. Number 1, host. An animal or plant that can be a host to other living things. Host. An animal or plant can be a host to other living things. That is true because we know there are host plants and there are host animals, so you will click the smiley face for that one. Remember, we are doing number 1 together, so yes, I did just give you the answer. So number 1 is host, an animal or plant that can be a host to other living things, and that is true. So you're clicking the smiley face. Remember that smiley face means true, frowny face means false. Number 2, before I begin, remember that I will be reading the questions to you and I will be doing the directions, but if at any point you need to pause so you can have more think time, please do so. Remember that Miss Walton cannot tell you the answer, so please, if you have questions, raise your hand, but Miss Walton cannot answer any questions for you or help you with any questions. She can only help with any computer issues, if you need help pausing your video, if you need to go to the restroom or get a drink of water. Those are the only things Miss Walton can help you with. So remember, she cannot tell you anything about the insects because this is a Show What You Know, not a Show What Miss Walton Knows. So let's get started. Remember to go at your own pace. Try your hardest. Press pause when you need to. Number 2, social. Social insects are ones that live by themselves. Number 2, social. Social insects are ones that live by themselves. Smiley face for true, frowny face for false. Number 3, solitary. Solitary insects are the ones that live by themselves. Number 3, Solitary insects are the ones that live by themselves. Number 4, antenna. An insect's antenna are located on its head and are used by the insect to get information about its surroundings. Number 4, antenna. An insect's antenna are located on its head and are used by the insect to get information about its surroundings. Number 5, exoskeletons. Insects' exoskeletons are located on the inside of the bodies, just like a person's skeleton. Number 5, exoskeletons. Insects' exoskeletons are located on the inside of the body, just like a person's skeleton. Remember, smiley face for true, frowny face for false. Number 6, metamorphosis. The change an insect goes through from egg to larva to pupa to adult is called metamorphosis. Number 6, metamorphosis. The change an insect goes through from egg to larva to pupa to adult is called metamorphosis. Number 7, molt. Insects molt their skin so they can grow. Number 7, molt. Insects molt their skin so they can grow. Number 8, pollen. Pollen is the part of the insect's body that is farthest from its head. Number 8, pollen. Pollen is the part of the insect's body that is farthest from its head. Remember, smiley face if you think it's true, and frowny face if you think it is false. Smiley face for true, frowny face for false. Number 9, bioluminescence. Remember, this is that big word we learned. Number 9, bioluminescence. Fireflies communicate with one another with bioluminescence, or by having their abdomens light up. Number 9, bioluminescence. Fireflies communicate with one another with bioluminescence, or by having their abdomens light up. Smiley face for true, frowny face for false. Number 10, entomologist. An entomologist is a type of bug similar to a beetle. Number 10, entomologist. An entomologist is a type of bug similar to a beetle. Alrighty, boys and girls, remember to pause if you need more think time at any point during this assessment, and make sure you are listening to the number that I am saying so that you are on the right number. Now, I'm going to read more sentences using other words you have heard in the read alouds. If I use the word correctly in my sentence, circle the smiling face. If I do not use the word correctly in my sentence, circle the frowny face. Or remember, click the smiley face or click the frowny face. We will not be doing any circling on our Chromebooks right now. I will say each sentence 2 times. Number 11, microscopic. Something that is microscopic is very, very large. Number 11, microscopic. Something that is microscopic is very, very large. Number 12, cooperate. When people cooperate, they work together to accomplish something. Number 12, cooperate. When people cooperate, they work together to accomplish something. Number 13, destructive. If something is destructive, it is helpful and tries to make things better. Number 13, destructive. If something is destructive, it is helpful and tries to make things better. Number 14, transparent. A window is transparent, which means you can see through it. Number 14, transparent. A window is transparent, which means you can see through it. Number 15, foe. A foe is an enemy or an opponent. Number 15, foe. A foe is an enemy or an opponent. Congratulations, you are done with part 1 of our assessment. So if you need to pause and take a 1-minute think time break, that is fine. I realize these assessments are long and I want you to be successful. So if you need to pause the video and take a quick little sit in your chair stretch break, that is fine. Get some movement in. And if you need to go to the bathroom or get a drink of water, please raise your hand so Miss Walton knows that you need to go. So, if you do not, I will go ahead and get started reading the directions for part 2. Remember, you can pause this video at any time if you need more think time. So, for part 2, I am going to read some statements about insects. If the statement is correct, you're going to click the smiley face. If the statement is not correct, you're going to click the frowning face. So, number 1, insects live in every habitat on Earth except in the oceans. Number 1, insects live in every habitat on Earth except in the oceans. Remember, if you think that is true or you agree with it, click the smiley face, or if it is false, you do not agree with it, click the frowny face. Number 2, insects have 8 legs and 5 main body parts. Listen to this question very carefully. Number 2, insects have 8 legs and 5 main body parts. Remember, smiley face for true, frowny face for false. Number 3, insects have skeletons on the inside of their bodies, like we do. Number 3, insects have skeletons on the inside of their bodies, like we do. Number 4, honeybees and paper wasps all are solitary insects. Number 4, honeybees and paper wasps are solitary insects. Number 5, all members of a social insect colony come from one queen. Number 5, all members of a social insect colony come from one queen. Number 6, spiders are insects. Number 6, spiders are insects. Number 7, insects use their antenna to smell and feel. Number 7, insects use their antenna to smell and feel. Number 8, complete metamorphosis has 4 stages, and incomplete metamorphosis has 3 stages. Number 8, complete metamorphosis has 4 stages, and incomplete metamorphosis has 3 stages. Number 9, when people spray pesticides or cut down insects' habitats, they are helping insects. Number 9, when people spray pesticides or cut down insects' habitats, they are helping insects. Remember, if you agree, click on the smiley face. If you disagree or think it is false, click on the frowny face. Number 10. Crickets communicate with one another by the blinking lights on their abdomen. Number 10. Crickets communicate with one another by the blinking lights on their abdomen. Listen to that very carefully and listen to which insect I'm saying. Number 10. Crickets communicate with one another by the blinking lights on their abdomens. Now, once you have chosen your answer, you are done with your assessment, but please do not press submit just yet, because you need to keep listening to the video for the directions of what you need to do after you are done with your assessment. So first, I'm going to ask that you go through the questions and double check your answers. If there were any that you weren't sure about, go back through. You can rewind the video so that you can listen to what those questions say. But make sure you are double checking your answers. We want to be very successful on this show, which you know. So make sure you put the answer that you believe is to be correct. After you have done that, please raise your hand. The next activity you'll be doing while everyone is finishing their assessment is you will be doing some more research on insects. So you will get on Pebble Go, and with pencil and paper, you will be doing research. You will write a half-page story. Then you will do research, and then you will draw a picture and label that picture. So remember to raise your hand whenever you are done. Wait for Miss Walton, and she will tell you to press submit. All right, good luck, boys and girls.